You are Locked On Marlins POSTCAST, part of Locked On Sports Miami on the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
What is up, Fish fans? We just went final in the MIAO. Probably shouldn't call it that because of what it means, but it's a rap song, and I'm just getting carried away. It's Jim Greasehopper. Call me Grease. Welcome to your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. I'm a little hot. I'm talking about the levels. Calm down, ladies. I'm just saying, my ladies right here. I better be careful. But it's Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. It's not a win tonight. We have to do what we can to get your attention and hold you here as long as we can, which the team is not doing. So there. Don't blame me. Blame them. You see how we just passed the buck like that? It's Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Jim Greasehopper. Call me Grease at @JimGrease_ on social media. Come hang out with me. I promise it'll be a lot of fun in the digital world. But in the meantime, we're here every day talking Marlins on the POSTCAST, talking Canes on the POSTCAST. Tomorrow, I love you. Tomorrow, we whip the FAMU's ass, and it's only a day away. Can't wait for that. And that's going to be tomorrow, right after the game, the Locked On Canes POSTCAST. And then Locked On Dolphins, the season debut. Tua with the Olympic team behind him, with that payroll exploding. Tua Tagovailoa and Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle and OBJ, who's going to miss the first 3 games, and then 3 running backs who run sub 4.5. This team's going to score a ton of points this year. Really excited about that. And I am really excited to talk about football because the Canes demolished Florida. You got the Jacksonville Jaguars and Trevor Lawrence coming in, and then the Bills with Josh Allen back-to-back. Oh, back-to-back like I'm Jordan, 96-97 with those games Sunday and Thursday in Miami. Going to be great. We'll be here for all of them. I can't wait. I don't know if I have a voice left after all that, plus the 2 shows on ESPN Radio this weekend, but it will be phenomenal no matter what. A lot better than the season has been for the Marlins. Thank you for making, and by the way, it was 5-2 Phillies. Does anyone really care at this point? Yes, we do. Thank you for making Locked. Those of us who had money on the game anyway at FanDuel. Thanks for, and the people who were looking for numbers on Prize Picks. I can't discriminate against anybody who tried to make the Marlins season a little bit more interesting. More on that to come. First things first, I grease freaks all the honeys and let you know we're free and available wherever you get your podcasts. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. My lady's laughing at me. Your team every day. We're also on YouTube, and today's episode of your Locked On Marlins POSTCAST. Okay, first things first, I read the commercial. Biggie was freaking the honeys, okay? I'm reading the commercials. I'm not Biggie, in case you haven't figured that out, but I am Grease, and that's good enough for me. But I'll tell you right now that today's show is brought to you by Prize Picks, and that's all you need to know. The #1 daily fantasy sports app in El Mundo is Prize Picks, and you can go to prizepicks.com/LockedOnMLB right now. Hey, see you tomorrow. You use code all lowercase LockedOnMLB to win $50 instantly when you play 5. How about that? You just 10x your money instantly. $5 to 50. Where can you do that? I'm going to call them right now and ask if I can do $5 million to $50 million and see what they say at Prize Picks. And they are amazing. So, proud sponsor of the show here today. And I am really pumped because you know what? The Phillies are a great team, man. And just watching great teams play, it inspires you. I'm inspired by greatness. It's contagious. Any form of greatness, albeit this is against your team and our team here, but all forms of greatness are accepted here and welcomed. All forms of greatness are welcome. They're contagious. They come right through me, through you. And when you're watching what the Phils did tonight, I mean, look, they're top 4 in their order. Schwarber, Turner, Harper, and Castellanos. There's a lot of money there, a lot of stardom, a lot of numbers, a combined one for, what was it, 14 or 15? I got all these pages of notes I never use. My life coach, who actually is me, told me that I should start using them. Here we go. Can't you be your own life coach? I think I can. Probably better than most of those guys out there. And don't want to discriminate. Better than most of those girls, too. Let's see. Okay, here we go. Top 4 hitters, 1 for 14 for Philadelphia in this game today. And it was a weak hit by Kyle Schwarber. Kody Clemens had an RBI double, 2-run double. Also had a throwing error that scored a run. So he was +1, I guess you want to say, in that regard. But Bryson Stott, 2 for 4. Home run early against Adam Oller. Now, Adam Oller was real good his last time out, right? Adam Oller was really good his last time out for Miami. And this time he was too, until, I mean, these pitchers just seem to have a shelf life in games now. I mean, the dude's 29 years old. He's 6'4". He's the picture of health. And he just implodes and hits a wall in the 6th inning. What is it about starting pitchers? The 6th inning has become kryptonite. It's like before Columbus discovered America, which you may or may not believe that he did or didn't do, and the things he allegedly did after he got here. But who am I to talk about Columbus? All I'm doing is talking about this game. Where was I? Adam Oller in the 5th inning, man. Something about these starters. It's like when Columbus and the explorers, Vasco da Gama, and all these guys are, oh, wait, the earth, we're going to fall off the earth. We're going to fall. If we go past that point over there, you see that? It's pretty close now. We're going to fall off this thing. And that's what's happening with starting pitchers. Even the thought of the 5th and 6th inning and they're falling off the cliff. What has happened to our game where nobody can pitch? Ranger Suarez is pitching a great game today. A great game. You throw, 84 pitches, 82 pitches. 82 pitches in 5 innings. 3 hits, no runs, 4 strikeouts. What do the managers of today's game do? Take them out. We don't want to hurt our little, I almost said the word that I use with my sons that I can't use on this show to describe pitchers' arms. I'll give you a hint. Actually, no, I won't. You can try to think of it on your own. But it goes with the whole theme of participation trophies being given out for the last 25, 30 years, creating weakness in everyone, and pitchers can't even start and go 5, 6 innings anymore. It is unbelievable. You have to use 100 pitchers in a game. Nolan Ryan threw 235 pitches in a game when men were men and they weren't on TikTok in between innings looking up cat food. I mean, what are they doing? What are these guys doing? Go 6 innings in a game. Any starter, please, I'm begging you, 6 innings. I mean, I might be old. I'm an old head. I got the beard here, and I know I need to shave. Don't know what I'm saying. But, God, I mean, it really gets to me, man. The dude's lights out, and they take him out after 5 innings. And Oller gets into the 6th inning. Look, he was getting squeezed tonight. The home plate umpire was trash in this game. And I can say it because we're not affiliated with a network or a team or anything that has rights. So there, the ump was terrible behind the plate tonight. He was squeezing Oller all night long. I'm not going to say his name. No ump ever deserves to have their name said. You know what I'm saying? Just be invisible. Call the game. Those umps who thought they were the game, Angel Hernandez, thank God he's gone. Sue all you want, man. Good luck in the retirement home. Too bad there's not a jail for bad umpires where they could get him in the yard. That's what I'm saying. Him and Eric Gregg would be the top 2 targets, right? Too bad there's not a jail for bad umpires where they could get him in the yard. Because this guy tonight, and you know what? I probably should say his name now because he was absolutely terrible tonight. David Rackley. He was squeezed. That's probably the first time you'll hear David Rackley's name on any show all year long. And the only time you should, because umpires, like I said, should be invisible. And while we're on the topic, why can't we replace these guys with AI already? Why can't we just replace the officials with AI? Why can't we just have an automated strike zone? Why do we need a guy standing back there? It's not 1936. I'm just saying, AI improvements are everywhere. Let's get the umps out of there behind the plate. They're just in the way anyway. You know, I used to love being a catcher if the ump was squeezing my pitcher and I just moved the glove. Oh, fastball off the chest. My bad, dude. Didn't mean it. But you always make sure it skims the glove a little bit. I probably am giving you a little bit too much information here. I can't get fired for that now, can I? Is there a statute of limitations on that? A statute of limitations on letting the ball go and drill the ump when I was in high school? I don't think so. Anyway, Locked On Marlins postcast, Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. It was 5-2 Philly. Just another ho-hum win for the National League East leaders. And, you know, in the bottom of the first inning, the top of the first inning, Oller comes out and he strikes out Kyle Schwarber. And he did well. I mean, look, the top 5 guys, top 4 guys in the Philly lineup are 1 for 14. Oller pitched pretty well. They claimed him off waivers. He's a young guy. Look at me now feeling bad. I'll coddle him like a little bird. Maybe we can give him a participation trophy. How about that? It'll make him feel better, let alone the fact that he's in the major leagues, which every kid who ever touched a baseball wanted to do. Old head stuff. We got to stop complaining. But Schwarber strikes out looking. Trea Turner walks. Harper walks first and second. They're pitching around those guys is what's happening. It's the Phillies, man. That lineup is deadly. It's a different ball game when you're facing the Phillies, right? And, you know, that's something that happened last night. What was Oller's last start? I believe it was at San Francisco. Did they lose that game? They might have lost that game. I think that might have been was that the 3-1 game? Yeah, it was. The Giants won that game. It was the only game of the series the Giants won. Oller went 6 innings, 2 hits, no runs, 8 strikeouts, 90 pitches. He was phenomenal. Tonight he pitched away from contact. That and the home plate ump squeezed the crap out of him. But when you try to get too cute out there and you try to hit every spot and hit him, Greg Maddux didn't even do that, and he could hit every spot. But you know what I'm saying? There comes a point in time when you're not pitching to contact and you're pitching away from it. The only problem is you're not striking guys out. And if you're pitching away from contact and you're not striking guys out, it's going to be a long night. And eventually they got Oller tonight. And that's what happened in this game, man. It was all good until that 6th inning. He gave up the home run in the first to Bryson Stott, who's a Marlin killer, and he's been phenomenal for the Phillies. this year anyway, as phenomenal as a 240 hitter can be. I don't want to get carried away with these guys in the majors these days. The old guys laugh at me. They're like, dude, really? The guys who I covered when I came, even Jeff Conine and the guys like that age group, the guys from that era, they'll laugh at me and they'll be like, yo, man, come on. And the old guys always think our guys were better. No one could touch that team. We'll see. But Shohei Ohtani's season this year would have been the 12th best. Everybody's raving about Ohtani. He's a god. He's a demigod from Japan. Everybody loves Shohei Ohtani, and they should. He's amazing. But just think about this for 1 second, because 1 second is all you need. And he's not in the Hall of Fame, which I've told you, my sons go to the Hall of Fame. They're not my sons anymore. They have to drop the last name. If they ever go to Cooperstown without Rose, without Bonds, without Clemens, without all those guys in there, Manny, A-Rod, forget it. There is no Hall of Fame without those guys. And I don't even remember why I got on this topic. I can't even remember. But oh, yeah, Shohei Ohtani's season this year would have been the 12th best of Barry Bonds' career. Do you know what percentage of major leaguers even play 12 years? I don't, but it's very small. It's very small. And Ohtani's year this year would have been the 12th best season of Barry Bonds' career, which is absolutely absurd when you think about it. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease. How dedicated am I to you? I'm here right now finishing up the show. My boy, James Greasehaber. That's right, the official version. He is a middle linebacker and a tight end for the Gilbert Tigers JV football team, and he is playing this evening. And I'm here doing a game with you guys, and I'm going to head there after. So all or nothing, that's all about. Like, he was lights out, and then in the sixth, the wheels fell off. 2 of those runs scored off the bullpen after Oller left the game. And again, the home plate umpire squeezed him. A couple of pitches went against him that could have gotten him out of that inning, but he didn't help himself any, man. When you're nibbling and you're not pitching to contact, it's going to be a long night. Speaking of a long night, I'm late to a break. Great Stott, Ranger danger. Let's talk about Ranger Suarez. Why would they take him out after 5 innings? Managers, organizations, Dombrowski was in the house. Yeah, get out of there. Why do they let Dombrowski in the building? Get him out of there, man. He did give us a world championship, but he left. He's been gone. He went and gave the Tigers one and took Miguel Cabrera with him. Now he's in Philly looking to win one. Come on, man. You can't let that guy in. Former Marlins general manager. I'm just kidding. Dave Dombrowski, a baseball genius, has done so many incredible things with the organizations, one of which I'll never say their name, and you can look it up. Anyway, Grease, Locked On Marlins postcast. Time to hit a break. Be right back. Because I have to tell you about America's #1 daily fantasy sports app. That's right. Get your mind out of the gutter. I'm talking sports here. America's #1 daily fantasy sports app has over 5 million active members. Any idea what it is? It would be... That was a drum roll. Not a good one. Prize Picks. It's the easiest and most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. We talk about this all the time. Unlike other apps, you everydayers know this. Prize Picks, it's just you against the numbers. We love the numbers. We beat the numbers like a drum. There's no other humans involved. All you do is pick more or pick less on 2 to 6 player stat projections and watch the winnings roll in. I mean, you got to pick them right, but come on, you can do it. I have faith in you. And for example, you don't even have to do it right every week in September during football season with Prize Picks. Why? Because 1 Caleb Williams passing yard per game gets you 1 win. You pick 4 to 6. One of them's guaranteed with Caleb Williams unless he gets hurt on the first play of the game like Aaron Rodgers, which, since it was Aaron Rodgers, nobody in Chicago is going to complain about. But if he does not get hurt and he throws for 1 yard each game in September, that's an automatic win for you. You only need 4 to 6, right? You pick 4 to 6. You only need 4 to win. There's 1. You're a quarter of the way there, 25%. What else are they going to do for you at Prize Picks? They're going to help you win 100 times your money, as much as 100x your cash with as little as 4 correct picks. And one of them's Caleb Williams. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? You know how big Prize Picks is? Celebrities like Joe Budden. I wouldn't call Joe Budden a celebrity. I'm sorry. I shouldn't have read that. But Sugar Sean O'Malley, MMA champ, is Joe Budden. Forget Joe Budden. Anyway, he's used to be rapper and he tried to diss Eminem and now he's like, I don't know. Anyway, he's on Prize Picks, but it's the only real money daily fantasy platform with an injury insurance policy so that your lineups stay in play even if one of your players gets injured. If your player leaves in the first half and doesn't return, Prize Picks, your picks are still live. It's available in just about 3/4 of the country right now. California, Texas, Georgia. Wonder how the Falcons are going to do this year with those fantasy numbers. I love Prize Picks. It's a great way to make the games we love even more interesting and make people scream like insane clowns over watching a game. It's the best thing in the world. A whole room full of people are screaming at different things, and you're like, what is he screaming at? He has picks on Prize Picks. That's why he's screaming. You can join them too. You can be the maniac at the party with the rest of them. Download the Prize Picks app today. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB. Get $50 instantly when you play 5 right away. $50, man. Who doesn't want $50? I want it right now. It would take 2 hours to go DoorDash for that. It's code LOCKEDONMLB on Prize Picks to get $50 instantly when you play 5. You don't even need to win to receive the $50 bonus. You can get the idiot prize. It's guaranteed. Prize Picks. Run your game. I don't mean to call you an idiot, but if you win when you actually lose, you can get the idiot prize. You know what I'm saying? There's nothing wrong with the idiot prize. Idiots need love too, don't they? I mean, I would know. If you ask my dad, I thought my name was A-hole till I was about 7. And eventually that went away. All right, Locked On Marlins postcast. And I had some more colorful and creative nicknames waiting for me after that one. That was the kid version. After that, I got a few more. Raise your hand if you can relate. And that was a sign of love from old Pops. And you know, R.I.P. Dad passed away last year from cancer. But man, what a game today for Philly. And the reason I want to talk about the Phillies, because the Marlins have made it so we have to talk about the other teams because they're not giving us anything to talk about. So here, the Philadelphia Phillies, and let's look at Ranger Suarez, right? Ranger Suarez is a guy who's had a really good year overall. Now, last time we saw him, I think he was like 9-3, and that wasn't that long ago. So let's look at his starts. Let's see what he's been up to. You know what I mean? Like, this dude has been good for Philly all year, but at one point he had been like lights out. Like in April, he wasn't so great, but in May, I mean, you're talking like 6 innings, 9, a complete game, 7 and 8. And in those games, he gave up 2, 0, 0, 0, and 1 earned run. Started off June by giving up 3 earned runs, then 2 scoreless games, 1 run after that. Then he gave up 5 runs, 4 earned. After that, up and down, 0, 2, 1, 1, and then 2 bad starts in a row to finish off July. Got tagged for 6 earned runs on the 30th against Miami. You remember that. The Phillies won that game, though. And then 5 earned runs against the Braves on July 6th, 4 after that, 3 after that. 1 good start at Kansas City where he gave up 1 earned run in 5 innings on the 24th of August. Then last time out, the Braves ripped him in half, 4 earned runs on 5 hits in 4 innings. Today he goes 5 innings. He has not gone over 6 innings since May 21st. You know what I'm saying? And it's just been a very, very tough go. And obviously, when you think about Ranger Suarez, he's missed a lot of time. He's missed a lot of time this season. And, you know, he's had some issues and they don't want to kill him. And I get that. You know what I mean? Ranger Suarez is a big part of their postseason plans. He missed about a month of time. And so, of course, you're going to have some issues there. And I just think that, I mean, look, I'm not one that can tell them how to rehab a guy, how to get him back. But look, it's his 3rd start back. He's been back for literally almost 2 weeks. And I think it's about time they let him loose. It's easy for me to manage the Phillies, right? I mean, I feel like anyone could manage the Phillies. But there are certain teams that any of us could manage and be 500. I'm convinced you give me that Philly team, I'll manage them to a 500 record. Probably better. I'll manage them to better than a 500 record with my knowledge of baseball. I will. Better than 500. I'll tell you right now, I would manage the Phillies to a better than 500 record. I would. They're that good. They're that good. And they have a bullpen that's unbelievable. They're lights out. Thing is, they don't have like one closer per se. They have a bunch of guys. They have guys with 13, 10, 9, 8, 7 saves. They're left, they're right, they're ambidextrous out of the pen. And they bolstered it at the deadline, which was one of the big things Dombrowski wanted to do. With that lineup, man, even if you pitch around Harper, he's protected. He's protected in that lineup. Castellanos having a big year. You got Stott behind him. I mean, you don't even have some guys out right now in that lineup too, but you got Turner and Schwarber in front of Bryce. Really, really good team in Philadelphia. And you know, I don't know if they're as good as the Dodgers. You walk Ohtani last night. You're the Angels. Ron Washington, our dub. Shout out our dub. Walks Ohtani with a guy on second and 2 outs. Mookie Betts crushes a hanging slider. Is it our dub's fault? The slider was hanging between the belt and the knees? No. Mookie Betts is going to hit that pitch out 7 out of 10 times, bro. He's an MVP. You walk one MVP to get to another one, and you got Freddie Freeman. The first 3 hitters in the Dodgers lineup, that's absurd. That's an all-time all-star team. Ohtani, Mookie, Freddie Freeman, back to back to back to start a game or an inning, the bottom of the first, the top of the whatever. It is unbelievable. All right, but Ranger Suarez coming off the injury, obviously, and they don't want to take any chances with him. Been a very, very good season for the Venezuelan pitcher, and they got a couple more coming their way. They got Zach Wheeler tomorrow. You got Nola the next day for Philly, and they are set up, man. They are set up. And then their Sunday pitcher, their fourth guy, Seth Johnson, came over from the O's. Guess a minor league dude. He doesn't have anything listed for big league numbers. You're watching your Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber. Call me, Grease. Got to get to another break. Ranger danger. He was great today for the Phillies. Will the arm hold up? We'll see. Will the Phillies bullpen, their pitching has to hold up. Their offense is going to be there. We shall see. Same thing with the Dodgers. Kershaw in trouble again. Remember, the Dodgers flipped almost that whole rotation midway through the season. They dumped all the guys who got them there in first place and brought back all their guys. It was a disaster for the Dodgers early in the season in the rotation, and they were able to find their way through it. The Marlins have had it a lot worse, though. 12, 13 now starting pitchers for them? They did a feature on the TV, on the telecast today, with Tommy Hutton and those guys, and they do a tremendous job. But I think it was Craig Minervini and Rod Allen, who have been there forever. Love both those guys. They did a feature on the Marlins and the number of players who have played this year in a Marlins uniform on a roster the size of a Major League Baseball team. Like 9,000 Marlins have played this year. All right. And you know what? Now the Marlins have to win 3 in a row to win the season series against the Phillies. Not going to happen. It was a nice thought. Game 2's tomorrow. Yep, we will be here with your Locked On Marlins postcast right after the game. Canes and FAMU tomorrow. We'll be here for that postcast as well. And then the Dolphins on Sunday against the Jags. A busy weekend. Locked On Sports Miami. Alex Donald, Locked On Canes. Kyle Krabs, Locked On Dolphins. And me with the postcast. The triangle. It's the rock in here. You know what I'm saying? Or your diamonds in the sky if you feel the vibe. Diamonds are forever. It's Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. Locked On Marlins postcast. Gonna take a break. Wrap it up on the other side. Look ahead to tomorrow. Do I love you tomorrow? You're only a play away. We'll see what it is on the other side. Locked On Marlins postcast. Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease at Jim Grease _ on social media. Your team every day on the Locked On Podcast Network. There it is. I blew that one. There it is. All right. Thank you for making Locked On Marlins postcast your first listen today. No doubt it is worth the time, and you'll know this team forwards and backwards, right? But for your second listen, enjoy the Locked On MLB podcast. So I'm going to tell you about the Locked On MLB podcast after I let you know that you're going to get national expertise with trademark humor. The host is funny. I'm going to tell you more about him in a minute. You can get ready for the MLB playoffs in the dog days of summer. Hopefully they're going away for you wherever you are. Miami, they're here for a while. Prepare for the Fall Classic. And our guy has it covered every day on Locked On MLB. It's available on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast, part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day. Our guy's name is Paul Sullivan, a.k.a. Sully, and I have just one question because I love Sully. I've watched the show. I've never met him. Have you ever in your life met a dude named Sully that you didn't love drinking beers and talking sports with? Think about it. Everybody knows a Sully. We all grew up with a Sully or 2 or 3 or 5. I'm from the Northeast. I know 100 Sullys. Have you ever met a Sully that you didn't want to have a beer and watch a game with? No. There it is. Locked On MLB every day. Your guy Sully, our guy Sully. We all love Sully. And we all love Ibotta. I was just talking to my lady about Ibotta because we want to get paid back for all the things we buy. So that's why I love using Ibotta. And I told her, you need to get on Ibotta too. And she's like, Ibotta what? And I'm like, exactly. You need to go buy things because we're going to get money back from Ibotta. Buy some sandals, buy some sunscreen, snacks for my kids. All these things have one thing in common. No, they're not putting me in the poorhouse. They're putting money back in my pocket. Use Ibotta and get cash back on all your purchases when you stock up on everything from summer essentials. Even as the weather turns, whatever you buy, you can get paid on Ibotta. The dream vacation, you're dreading the cost? Not anymore. With Ibotta, you get cash back on all your purchases, not just the tickets, not just the trip, everything you do and buy while you're there. So you can spend more times making memories this summer and less times dreaming about them. Yes, I said more times and less times instead of time because it's plural. Take more trips, spend more money, use Ibotta. Ibotta. Summertime, barbecue season, stock up on all of it. Use Ibotta. You get the money back. Are you intrigued yet? You should be. Ibotta is a free app. It lets you earn cash back every single time you shop. Earn on hundreds of items from groceries, that's right, groceries, to beauty supplies, even toys. So you can make sure you're beating inflation no matter what you're purchasing. The average Ibotta user, are you ready for this? The average Ibotta user, $256 a year earned in the bank. That could be a shopping trip, a flight you've been eyeing, a fancy dinner you've been craving, right there on Ibotta. Other apps give you points. Ibotta gives you cash. No gift cards, no nothing. Cold hard, baby. All about the Benjamins. You can save on over 2,400 brands and shop at over 1,000 retailers, including your favorite grocery stores, Lowe's, Macy's, Sephora. You hear that, honey? Best Buy, and more. It's time you join the over 50 million users who use Ibotta to earn cash back every time they shop. And right now, you knew this was coming. Ibotta, Ibotta. What did you buy? Ibotta is offering our listeners and our viewers $5 just for trying Ibotta by using the code LOCKEDONMLB when you register. That's in addition to the $256 on average that you're going to save this year. All you have to do, are you ready? You've been waiting. I know, edge of your seat. Come on, Grease, tell me. Just go to the App Store or Google Play and download the free Ibotta app, Ibotta, to start earning cash back and use code LOCKEDONMLB. It's that simple, easy as can be. Ibotta, Ibotta in the Google Play or App Store. Use the code LOCKEDONMLB for Ibotta. Ooh, I love that. I'm going to tell you how much I love that. Don't forget to watch Sully, Locked On MLB, every day on the Locked On Podcast Network. Jim Greasehaber, call me Grease, and we got to take the overlay down. There we go. They took the overlay down. All right, here we go. So, 5-2 Phillies. Stott with a homer, RBI single. The RBI single in the first inning off Adam Oller, making his third start for the Marlins, I believe, second or third. Great last time out against the Giants in a 3-1 loss, 6 innings of scoreless ball. But tonight, he didn't make it right. But he only gave up 1 run in that first inning. He was cruising on a Thursday evening, and he was cruising, doing all right. Guess what happens? The wheels fall off in the 6th inning. I don't know what pitchers have against the 6th inning and on. It's like they see it ahead. Like I said earlier in the show, the days of the Discoverers, the Explorers, the DeGamas, and the Magellans, and the Columbus. We're going to fall off if we go too far. No, we're not, dudes. Come on, look over here. Hey, you can get beyond the 6th inning, you know. Hey, it's cool over here past the 6th. The 7th inning's dope, bro. Come on in, starting pitchers. Come on in. Come on, and the 8th inning's even better. The 9th inning? Oh, we've never seen the 9th inning. What could the 9th inning be like, Grease? Oh, man, starting pitching in Major League Baseball, it sure has changed. And the bullpens, too, right? You need those middle relievers going longer now. There's no more lefty-lefty one-hitter, righty-righty one-hitter matchups. It's so much. I love the new rules. Oh, the old school managers hate them. The old school purists who always wanted everything to be the unwritten rules. You got to do everything by the unwritten rules. And if you don't follow the unwritten rules, you're not playing baseball. Get out of here with that, boomer. It's over. It's done. Go in the retirement home. Go with Earl Weaver and all those guys. And I loved those guys when I was a kid. But things evolve. Games change. Sports grow. Players get better. Look at the NBA now compared to what it was. The style of play is nothing like the 90s when they would mug you like it was 3 a.m. in New York City. You know what I'm saying? Sorry, New York. I shouldn't have said that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, you would get mugged. And the styles of play have changed so much. Major League Baseball, pitchers stepping off, hitters stepping out, nonstop, constantly, over and over and over. Managers coming out, pitching coaches, change this pitcher, talk to that guy. Games were going forever. This is great. I'm loving every minute of it. I really am, and I can't wait for the playoffs. Let's take a look real quick at tomorrow's game. Speaking of which, you got the Marlins and the Phillies at 4:10. Why am I seeing? What are they giving me this time for? 7:10 p.m. First pitch tomorrow night, and then 4:10 on Saturday and 1:40 on Sunday. You got Cabrera and Wheeler tomorrow, McGowan and Nola on Saturday, and Meyer and Johnson and Max Meyer. Man, people are saying they should shut him down. The Locked On Marlins podcast with Peter saying that he should shut Max Meyer down. This is the culture that we've created in baseball. Pitch the kid, see what he can do. What are you going to shut him down for? Why? He's on a limit. We have to protect his arm. Maybe protecting the arms are what are causing the arms to get injured. You ever think of that? Nolan Ryan threw 235 pitches. I'm going to say it again. Randy Johnson coming in relief in the World Series after throwing 140 pitches 2 days earlier, comes in and throws an inning. Oh, the Diamondbacks won the World Series. You don't say. Zach Wheeler and Edward Cabrera tomorrow. Wheeler 13-6, Cabrera 3-6. Wheeler 2.63 ERA. He's in the Cy Young conversation. He has a big month this month and wins 4 games. He's got a shot. He's got 183 strikes. He could end up with 200 strikeouts. He could end up with 16-6 record with a 2.6 ERA. I'm not saying he's going to win the Cy Young or even have a great shot at it. I'm going to have to look at that list. But man, Zach Wheeler and Edward Cabrera. Cabrera's not been bad. 3-6, 5.33. But his last time out, he was very good. Eddie was very good last time out. And that was on the 31st to my grandmother's birthday. A 4-3 win over the Giants, 5 1/3 innings, 2 runs, 1 earned, 3 strikeouts, 2 walks. Kind of got him off the schneid a little bit. Had a couple of rough outings in a row, 3 in a row before that, I should say. So that is something that, looking ahead to tomorrow with Edward Cabrera, you want to look at with Philly at -215. Now it's -235. It opened at -215. The Marlins +195. The total 7.5, and the over and under are both at -110. So tomorrow with Wheeler on the bump, I mean the Phillies might go over on their own against Cabrera. I'm going over, and I'm going Phillies with Wheeler on the mound. It might be like an 8-1, 9-1 game tomorrow. I'm not real high on the hope side for tomorrow, but it is what it is. I mean, the Phillies are a great team. They're phenomenal, man. They are really, really good. This team's going to make a great, I think, postseason run. Now they're 6-4, oddly, against Miami. The Marlins have a chance still, if they win the next 3, to win the season series 7-6. But it's about an Ice Cube's chance in hell. You know what I'm saying? That's going to happen. So looking at the standings real quick, the Phillies 8 up on the Braves and the Mets in the NL East. That thing's been over. They got close for a minute, but the Phillies smoked Atlanta, and the Mets were never going to catch up. But they are a dangerous team. Make no mistake, they could bounce the Phillies in the playoffs. Watch out for the Mets. They got an MVP. This team is really good. The Mets are really good, and obviously this is the Marlins division. So 3 teams in this division probably going to make the playoffs, although I don't know with the West being what it is. Giants playing their way out of it right now like the Pirates and Reds have. Cardinals kind of doing the same in the Central. So it's looking like Brewers and possibly Cubs from the Central, but Phillies, Mets, Braves, Dodgers, Padres, Diamondbacks. Padres and Diamondbacks 4.5 and 5.5 out now. Dodgers starting to separate themselves in the West. The cream always rises to the top, but then there's the postseason. You don't want to see Arizona or San Diego in those postseason series. You don't want to see the Mets in those series. Those top dog teams are in for a battle in the playoffs this year. It's been a fun year, regardless of the record with the Marlins. Only 2 teams can win the World Series. Only 1 team can win the division. Last year, they made the playoffs. They had an incredible run in 30-plus wins and barely over 10 defeats in 1-run games. And, this year, they've traded away the whole team. This year, they've been terrible. Thank God for the White Sox, or we'd be the worst in baseball. And on that note, that's all there is, Fish fans. There is no more. Love you, Mad Dog Jim Mandich. My name's Jim Greasehaber. Call me Grease. @JimGrease_ is the tag and the handle on social media. 5-2 Phillies will be back tomorrow, 7:10 first pitch from Lone Depot Park, with Cabrera on the bump for the Marlins against Zach Wheeler for the Phillies. Gunning for the Cy Young in September. Maybe the Marlins can derail those plans for Wheeler and the Phils. We'll talk to you tomorrow, Fish fans. Keep your game tight and your mind right, baby. I'm out.